tell me, I was being told that you are looking forward for a conversation wherein you want to kind of aid your interview skills, right?
Correct, correct.
Great. So let's do one thing. Let's have a quick introduction, as brief as possible. You can start, I will follow, and then we can move towards the interview. All right?
Sure, sure. So my name is Anshuman Misra. Basically, I belong from UP, wherein my native place is Sultanpur, which is near about Ayodhya. Apart from that,
Mhm.
I had recently completed my studies in Bachelor of Engineering with Computer Science, and now
Mhm.
I'm gonna to work in industry as a software developer. My hobbies is to talk to strangers, reading books, playing outdoor games, and making content on YouTube as well. Yeah.
Amazing. Quite a lot of things, huh? Okay. Uh, about me, my name is Rupali Sharma, born and brought up in Mumbai, currently located in Goa. I have got 8 to 9 years of corporate experience. Besides that, I've also worked in other domains as HR, administrator, etc., etc. I had been coaching, mentoring, also teaching spoken English, business communication for quite some time now. And this is my first year with Clapingo. Has been a great journey coming across people, new minds, new thoughts, and a lot of learning.
Oh, amazing, amazing. So it's been pleasure to connect with an HR and as well as, you know, mentor as well. That is great combination.
Yeah,
And
it's a good
fortunately, I
package
took
we
a good
have.
topic. Correct. Okay.
Great. All right. So may I know the reason why you particularly chose to prep as in the interview preparation? Is it that you're going to kind of participate or you're going to be interviewed very shortly? Or is it just for knowledge sake?
Right. I mean, I did not choose this topic just particularly for me. I thought like once person or the individual is preparing for or choose this English language, they wanted to master the spoken thing. So somewhere they have something in them. Like if they'll
Mhm.
have to somewhere go or appear in
Mhm.
kind of interview. So somewhere they are
Mhm.
preparing for that. So I thought
Okay.
that is better to go with and people would be getting a lot of things. And fortunately, I get you there who are already working as an HR. So yeah, I think
I
they're
can
gonna to
agree.
benefit it a lot. Correct.
Yeah, great. Okay, I will try my level best. But before we could start and I could start telling you and start giving summons, I would like to understand what is your understanding of interview. Because I don't know how it works for others, but I always want to understand where the person is coming from. Okay. And a tip to begin with, you always appear for an interview thinking from the employer's point of view, not
Correct.
the employee point of view. If you think from employer's point of view, probably you'll be better prepared. Yeah.
Correct.
So go ahead. Let me know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, sure. And one of the interesting thing I just wanted to mention it here. Even today, I just gave my interview for TCS. If you are aware,
Oh,
I
yes.
was appeared for TCS Ninja role, and today, fortunately, in Varanasi it was, and I'm recording this video from there as well. So it was quite good. And whatever thing you mentioned, like that is really, I get few days back I was reading a book, and the same thing
Mhm.
that was mentioned after writing down in a big quote that if you really wanted to excel at interview, don't only think that how you gonna to perform. Think about
Correct.
others' perspective. What exactly they want. So somewhere what I do understand about interview and how someone can do better in this
Mhm.
is knowing the thing that what you are getting recruited for. Because I
Mhm.
feel it is more subjective, it is more personal because it also somewhere depends on the other person whom you are getting interviewed with. But
Correct.
more about if you are well aware with the role, what exactly you're going to do, and you do have a good communication skill, whether sometimes people feel I should be technically much sounded, otherwise I would be rejected. Even today also, one of my friend who was I mean well knowledgeable than me, because
Mhm.
less confidence, because of less articulation, they were scared. And I was like, okay, whatever things I would be knowing, I would be trying to convey it in a better way. Doesn't matter
Mhm.
it is gonna to how it is gonna to land, right? So the confidence works in interview first, second, articulation, third, clarity, and fourth, most important, if you understand the perspective of other person, what he or she wanted to get from you. If you can directly go and convey your thought in that message, so definitely you can excel at the interview. Yeah,
Wonderful. All right. So you're absolutely there. I would love just want to add a few more things to
yeah,
whatever you feel, whatever your understanding is, which is
sure.
absolutely sound. And I think you are already sorted when it comes to what you want, which is good, which is
Correct.
good. All right. Yes, as you said, as you correctly said, your confidence you have to articulate, and plus you need to know the product knowledge as well. What are you being interviewed for? I don't have to tell that. Probably you didn't cover it. It might have skipped your mind, but yes, that is another thing. When you are
Yeah.
absolutely confident on what you know and you know it well, I think it reflects in your articulation. And whenever you're kind of expressing, whenever you're talking or addressing the questions, it automatically comes through, right? So, first, you have to be genuine to yourself. Ask yourself, do you really want to imply, right? Do you really want to kind of, go forward? Is this the correct role for yourself? So, when you're confident enough, I think when you sort it, it's much better, right? Your
Mm,
approach is better, correct? That apprehensiveness will not come, correct? For
mm, mm,
example, I know I excel at language. So when I am going for an interview, if the job title is okay, let me give my example. When I actually went for HR, I was not sure because I didn't have that proper or degree or diploma for HR. But
mm,
immediately, self counseling is what I keep doing. But then I thought to myself that if you are good at people's management, you are good at recruiting, you are good at this, and your credentials also support what they require as per their requirement, I think I should go for it. Right. So that
mm,
self readiness helped me to kind of go through the interview, the whole process. Technically, I was not with the HR, what do you say, tag that, okay, I have learned HR or, I have done that HR management or
mm,
whatever. I didn't do that. But just because I was sure that, yes, the role fits me, probably I have all the skills that are required. Because I understand one fact very clearly, all these learning, whatever skills and whatever diploma and degrees that have come up, initially they weren't there. It's only the skill for people already kind of had and enhanced and probably a little better than the others, got them into that particular field. Correct? We didn't have anything called as choreographer earlier. We didn't have
right.
anything called as so everybody was dancer. A better person will become a choreographer. A person with a skill at the same time also wanted to tute or the tutoring
Mm,
is also another
mm,
skill. So I understand this very well. As long as you're convinced that you have the skill, you have the knowledge, you can absolutely go. So yes, you have to have completely product knowledge whenever you're going for your whatever interview you're appearing for.
right.
And I would say, I don't know, many people would, if anybody would agree with me, but I always tell this to everybody, you need to be genuine. I do not solicit to filter information when you appear for the interview. Believe it or not, people who are interviewing you are there for a purpose, for a reason. So no matter how hard you try, it's going to be evident. Yeah.
Right.
So you have to be
Mm,
genuine, whatever, in whatever you're saying. Okay. Because unknowingly, you might feel that, okay, if I quote and if I have whatever I have to say, I tell them, they will believe. No, they will not believe. Yeah, your body does not kind of, is aligned with what you're saying.
right.
And it's
Right.
very evident. You notice you are aware of it or you're not aware of it. It is very evident. Yeah. So that is another thing. You need to be genuine, yeah, when you're appearing. Okay, you want to have a mock interview or do you want to kind of add something to what I've said or do you want to ask something else besides this?
Yep. Yeah, sure. Like I do a couple of questions generally what in HR interviews, they ask you to assess your personality. Like the one major question what I had been faced in few of my friends, that is very genuine question. Like asking about strength and weaknesses. So here if
Hmm.
somebody like even though people are being aware with their strength and weaknesses, some people are not. But I don't know how we should code it in which manner so that it wouldn't reflect bad and it wouldn't perfect, just inflect or influence our performance total interview. So what is the best or good way to convey your message to say like this is my strength, this is my weakness? Yeah.
Great. Okay. Good question. Amazing. And yes, this is one of the questions very peculiar, very common, asked in many fields or in many sectors. Now, as I said a while ago, we started the conversation. Please think from the employer's point of view. All right. Now, every sector will have their requirement. So for that particular sector, for that particular requirement, do you have that quality to offer? Or what are the qualities that you have that you can offer?
mm,
Right? For example, I did my diploma in aviation hospitality. Okay. When I did that, if I am going to appear for a hotel interview, the thing, the things that I will mention will be different. And for a flight attendant, my answer is going to be different. Not that I am filtering. It's just that if this is your requirement, this is what I have to offer. It's
got it.
as simple as that. Okay.
Demand and supply thing. Correct.
Absolutely. Bingo. That's exactly what I'm saying. So, what are the traits that you bear and what are the traits that they require? So, if they require you to be outgoing, to be excellent in your whatever knowledge that you have, and if they require flexibility, right?
Mm,
So, if these traits are in you, you can go ahead and mention them. So, only give them what they require. They are not interested in knowing you as a person. They are
correct.
interested in understanding how you're going to be an asset to their company.
Correct.
Yeah. They're not writing a biography on you, are they? Right.
Hmm.
So if you say, I am a team player, but is it required trait? It is required. If it's required, please mention it. But if it's not required to the role that you're appearing for, do not mention it. Yeah.
And it's
For
better to
example,
mention like how it is gonna to add some value. Like suppose, for example,
exactly.
somebody says I'm good at time management. So how exactly managing your
Correct.
time you could help the person around you in a team, right? Is it a better way to put it?
Yes, absolutely. You got it. Actually, this question got a lot more familiar when it was been asked in pageants, beauty pageants. Okay,
Okay. What
the
it stands for?
beauty pageant is these competitions for Miss India, Miss this, Miss that. Okay,
Okay,
in
okay, got it,
pageants,
got it.
normally you these kind of questions are being asked, or these questions would were being asked in the past
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because for you to be Miss whatever, whatever, you need to be a human, those qualities. Therefore, it was being perceived that, okay, I have to say that, I am a team player or I am compassionate. No, we don't want these qualities. We are looking from a recruiting perspective. So, my perspective, when I'm recruiting you, how you can add value to my company. Yeah. If I
Mm,
have to
got it.
pitch you as an engineer, how can I use you? What are the qualities that I can put to apply? Yeah,
Okay, so what in summary, what I get in is strength, you'll have to mention the relevant information and that should be
correct,
relevant to the kind of work you are asking for. Correct?
correct, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. And what about like weakness part? Is it really there we'll have to mention our personal weakness, like we are lagging something in our personality, or what exactly we'll have to mention there?
Here you have to be a little smart. Okay.
Yep.
When you say that I lack so and so, instead of saying I lack, you would say I am working on this particular aspect of mine.
Mm,
Now, there you can mention your personal aspect because honestly, when you say I lack knowledge, is not going to get you there.
yeah.
Correct? So you're not saying lie, but you're saying what you want to say.
I
Do
mean,
you read between the
I'm
lines?
working on, yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. So I am working on, say, my social skills, which
Public
will not
speaking.
affect, yes, which will not affect your selection process.
Got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah. That is why you
Honestly,
said we have to
yeah,
smartly choose it. Okay.
correct, correct, correct. Honestly, they do not really want to know the weaknesses, but it's just that when you're recruiting, they also see you as a human being. Okay.
Right.
So they might not write biography on you, but they would need to know what kind of player are they adding to their team. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
So weakness, if you're not good enough with the product, you wouldn't appear for for the interview. It's as simple as that. And it's also true that they will only pick the better, the best ones. Yeah.
Mm,
So product is anyway the first preference for them. The kind of knowledge that they expecting is anyway first thing for them, right? So it's okay when you're mentioning your personal weaknesses.
Okay, but we'll have to put in that way, like I'm
Yes,
working on
I
current.
am working on so and so, or I am aware. It is to my knowledge that I lack so and so, or I am short on so and so, or I am getting better on this. So, see, selection of words is very important in your interview. Yeah. Anything negative, because it completely kind of, there's a stimulus and response kind of thing
Mm.
happening in the whole interview process. So, if I am throwing a bad stimulus, it's definitely going to have a negative response.
Yes.
Yeah. So all positive words, choose your words when you're saying. Do not take English language for granted. Yeah.
Sure.
Just
Got it.
because you know few fancy words you're going to throw at them, no, they will put you to task and it's going to be, very difficult for you to maintain because anyway you're dealing with the pressure and with the whole interview vibe that is on, right? So it's better to be simple. As they say, kiss, keep it simple.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah, and one major, question what I really wanted to ask in that continuation, that at last people, HR asked us, where do you see yourself after 5 years? And oh my God, I got stuck. Like how I can see myself just like what I would be, even though I have a rough figure, and maybe it could be aligned with the company perspective or not. But how exactly I'll have to get the answer? Should I add the personal thing, what I would be achieving personally, or I'll have to make some intersection with company point of view, with my point of view, and what exactly they wanted to know, and how to make a good answer over there.
Uh, This is a very cliche question, which I agree people do ask in this time as well, just to kind of
Mhm.
gauge what kind of plans you are. Because honestly, being an HR, I am aware there will be attrition. There will be people who are always looking for better prospect and leave and go. So that is absolutely evident. So every HR knows when he's sitting for the interview that this person, at least if I have to hold him or I can retain him for 1 year, I will be absolutely happy. So they know the fact. Okay.
Yeah,
But when you're putting it across, you cannot definitely say that. Why? Because see, everyone looks for stability. So if the
correct.
company is offering me what I am looking for, I will not leave. Simple as that. So what I used to say, I chose to say is, as long as the company requires me, I see myself with the company growing. And definitely if I am benefited, it's a give and take, right? We don't work for
Right.
charity.
Mm,
Neither does the employer recruit us for charity, right? They
mm,
are not
mm,
just paying us because they want to pay. They are going to get work out of us, right? So it's a hand in hand situation, correct? So yes, you can be genuine, but as I said, choose your words. Choose your words.
mm,
And it again depends on the organization. For example, you mentioned about TCS. TCS, my experience has been amazing. I love TCS. Okay. Believe me, they reward you, they value you. That's my experience with them. Okay. So with such companies where you know that the humans are weighed more than the professionals. They are of course looking for professionals, but as a human being and how dedicated you are to the company, what kind of dedication you're going to bring in is also they are look out for. Okay.
mm,
So those companies, yes, but for companies, for especially for the foreign companies, they care a damn. I'm sorry, excuse me for my language, but they care a damn. Okay, their policy is very simple. We give you money, you give us work. So for them, you only you have to be very clear, like, as long as the company requires me, or the best way that you can put it across, I see myself at least not less than 5 years. Because every employer wants a stability. Let's be very honest. Yeah.
yep.
If you are also
Mm,
employer, you would also look out for the same thing. It's nothing that they're doing bad or they are doing injustice. No. Everyone wants a long relationship. Correct?
right.
When it comes to the employer and employee,
Mhm.
everyone wants a long relationship. So yes, you can say you can choose words. Say I'm looking out for stability so that I can grow simultaneously, or I see myself with the company growing together.
Mm,
Uh, if it's an established company, of course you see that I look forward to learn a lot, and that's not a short process. It's a long process. So it's understood, right? Okay, the person intends to stay with us. So you
mm,
have to play around. choose the correct words is my thing. Like you choose what you want to say depending upon what you feel. Because see, as an interviewer, you're also doing your observation, right? You're
Right.
observing the kind of people, the kind of environment, the money that they're offering, what are the packages available in the market, are they in the need? If this all is your homework, like you do this,
Right.
right?
Mm,
So
mm.
accordingly, you choose what you want to say.
Got it. I mean, again, what I get from you here, we'll have to be genuine, but we'll have to be selective with our words, that what
Correct.
exactly and how exactly we are putting our thoughts. And if you can put your growness with the company and alignment, so definitely it is very good way to give the answer of this. All right.
Correct.
And one last thing, what I do have in my mind, once we are settled with this, there that is certain procedure. I feel that in every company this is called salary negotiation. So how, because we are fresher, we don't know that that is our first experience while we'll have to convince or we'll have to settle down on salary. So what is best way to deal this situation? Like if somebody asks like how much do you expect, and because we do not have earlier set up any base salary, no knowledge, so how to give the answer of this, and
See, being
that
an
should be work for us.
engineer, Anshuman, I think you need to be very smart because let's face the fact that engineers do not, they really have to struggle. I know the struggle. Okay, engineers really have to struggle because first thing, they are not good at communication, which is holding many of the engineers back from getting into uh, good organizations that are offering jobs. Okay,
Yep.
so you need to be smart to understand. First of all, you need to value yourself. What kind of person you are, the kind of knowledge you have. You need to know your own value first. Okay, and you also have to kind of balance it out with your requirement. Let's be practical also at the same time, right? For
Right.
example, if I have invested so much of money in my studies and I am going to be responsible for my house, to take care of my house, you may not be the bread earner. You may not. It's not necessary that you have to be bread earner, but you are going to participate, right, in the finances. So
Correct.
you have to be little you have to be little just with that as well. Okay, this is my requirement. This is a fair deal that can bring or I'll be happy with. So you know your value, you know the market, and accordingly you balance it out and you quote it. And you have to be very true in this, very genuine. They like it, they don't like it. Because see, it's not necessary if you appear for an interview, you will be chosen. But if there are high chances, if you are very genuine or you are very outspoken with this is very practical thing, right? Salary is very practical. So if you're
Mm,
not
mm.
happy with it, you are going to adjust with it now, you will not be happy. Of course,
Correct.
the
While
term that
working
you're
as
going to
well.
be with the company, it's going to be affected. Your quality of work is going to be affected. Correct?
Right.
So you
Right.
be honest, but when you put it across really politely that
Mm,
I am aware that I'm fresher. You start your sentence with this. I am aware that I'm fresher, but I am also confident of the kind of knowledge or whatever you want to say I bear. So I'm sure I'm going to be an asset to the company, respecting the fact that I'm also going to be learning in the process.
mm,
Correct? So you are showing your awareness of all things. You know that you're aware of what is your value. At the same time, you're also aware about the market and
market.
the
Yeah.
and the actual practical situation wherein you both are going to require each other, the company as well as you. You both are going to require each other. So,
Mm,
as on a whole, when I said this sentence that I'm aware I'm a fresher, but I'm also confident about my knowledge of what the kind of thing I'm going to bring to the company, and I'm going to be asset to the company for sure, right? And this is a salary which I'm sure I'll be happy, kind of will is sufficient enough or good enough for me to bring me back to the work every day, or bring me to work every day, right?
happily. Yep.
Yeah, happily. So that will show the complete awareness that yeah, ये बंदे को मालूम है what he's talking about.
Got it. Thank you. Like, I really know the kind of clutters I was having in my mind. Now it got cleared after talking to you, Rupali. So thank you so much for giving. And really, I feel blessed to talk to an HR. And today, that's how I feel the how manifestation works. Because once I always interviewed in any kind of interview, then these are
Mhm.
very often question what I've been gone through it. Doesn't matter from technical side or any kind of interview I'm giving. This is very often question. I thought like many more people do have the same thing. They often ask me, Anshuman, like how to
Yeah,
deal with this.
yeah.
And today I got everything. I think people would be also getting benefited from this kind of answer they get from you. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It's been pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we come across each other one more time.
Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to connect you again. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day, Anshuman. Bye.
Bye. Bye.